Good evening, everyone. It's me, Sana Muhammad Hamid, again in Science for Grade 6 Reversible and Irreversible Chains, Arisala in the Hikmah International School. Today we'll start with the reversible chains. Scientists study how to change materials so that they can make new materials. Reversible chains do not produce any new substance. They are sometimes called physical chains. You have already met many examples of reversible chains. Chains of state are examples for reversible chains. When you heat water, it turns into a gas, water vapor or steam. If you cool the water vapor or steam, it turns to liquid water. If you freeze water, it turns to solid ice. If you then warm the ice, it turns back to liquid water. For example, when a candle wax is heated, the solid wax melts and becomes a liquid. If you cool the molten wax, it becomes a solid again. Melting is an example of reversible change. This is the chocolate that melts. Soluble and insoluble materials. Insoluble materials can be separated by sieving and filtering. If you cook rice in boiling water, you strain the rice in a sieve to separate it from the water. If you make a cup of coffee using ground coffee beans, you need to filter the mixture. You can put the ground into a filter paper in a special holder and pour hot water over the coffee. The filter paper will allow the water and the coffee grounds are left in the filter paper. Dissolved solids can be recovered by evaporation. If, for example, you dissolve some salt in water, you make a salt solution. If you heat the solution, the water will evaporate away, leaving the salt behind. Now we get to changing shape. There are many kinds of reversible chains where you simply change the shape of a substance. When you cut a piece of wood, metal, or paper in half and you change its shape, you do not alter the way the wood, metal, or paper is made. So, when you stitch an elastic band, you alter its shape, but still made of elastic. This is another reversible change. Now we get to the irreversible chains. Irreversible chains start with one material and end up with one or more new ones. In these reversible or chemical chains, that change is permanent. The new material is completely different from the original material. Here are also some examples of irreversible chains: burning and explosion. The first picture is wood burning. It is irreversible change because you can get back the wood because you can get back the ash into wood. The second picture is explosion. The fireworks. You cannot get it back into rockets into small rockets again. Now we get to cooking food. Cooking food is an irreversible change. A boiled egg or a fried egg looks completely different from a raw egg. You cannot turn a boiled or a fried egg back into a raw one again. For example, if you mix together flour, butter, sugar, and a little baking powder, you get a mixture for making cakes. If you stir in milk or water and cook the mixture, an irreversible change takes place. It is impossible to turn the cake back into the various substance you start with. Now we get to new materials from mixtures. If you stir some bicarbonate of soda into some vinegar, the mixture fizzes violently. The gas carbon dioxide bubbles up and a new substance is left in the container. Scientists make many new materials by mixing together substances in this way. If you mix cement powder, sand, and water and leave the mixture to stand, it will set hard. A new substance, mortar, is formed. Similarly, if water is added to plaster of Paris powder and the mixture is then allowed to stand, it sets hard. A new substance has been formed. Now we get to change caused by living things. Living things can also bring about irreversible change. We have already seen how yeast, a fungus, is added to bread dough and kept in a warm place. The yeast feeds on the sugar in the bread dough, turning it into carbon dioxide gas and alcohol. The carbon dioxide makes the bread rise. When the bread is baked, the carbon dioxide and alcohol are driven off. There is no way you can turn bread back into the dough it was made from, and you cannot collect the carbon dioxide and alcohol to make the sugar you start with. These changes are irreversible. In a similar way, we have seen how different kinds of bacteria turn milk into cheese or yogurt. These changes are irreversible. Now we get to rusting. The metal iron shows another kind of irreversible change. If you leave a piece of iron outside before long, it turns brown and crumbly. This rust is completely new substance. You cannot easily turn it back into the iron you start with. Here are also some advices I received by myself. Never invent your own experiments using chemicals. Do not burn any substance unless an adult is present. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson. Thank you so much for listening. Have a nice day. See you soon. Goodbye. I'm Sudan Muhammad Hamid. I reside in the Hikmah International School, grade 6. I'm 11 years old. Goodbye.